Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of my podcast, M for Montessori. My name is Falak Randarian. I'm an early childhood educator running a Montessori school in Bangalore called Ep1 Montessori House of Children, also popularly called Your Child's Happy Place. I'm also a child counselor and a therapist who works with parents and children. When I started researching and reading about what is it that I should talk about in the first episode of this podcast, I was confused. Then I read some more and did a little bit of research, and I came across a quote of Dr. Maria Montessori herself. The child is the constructor of an adult. You know where I read it from? On a poster which is in my school office. And after that I thought it was so simple. It was always right in front of my eyes. And if I would have just looked around, I would have understood what should my first topic be. Anyway, Dr. Maria Montessori believed that a child has an inbuilt tendency to learn by himself or herself. The child, hence, is a constructor of an adult. Mother Nature has endowed the child with necessary powers to fulfill this task. The child has a lot of growing up to do within a stipulated period of time. Do you know that 90% of the development that a person undergoes happens in the first 5 to 6 years of their life? Yes. We have no control over that development. All the child needs is an encouraging environment which fulfills their developmental needs. We call these as sensitive periods, which happen during that span of the child's younger years, where he or she takes to a particular thing very easily and absorbs certain lessons, certain inputs, certain information. We'll talk about sensitive period in another episode. The key elements to Montessori methodology is self-education, individual instructions. So even if we have 30 children in a class, 15 children in a class, our work will be extremely individualistic because we believe that each child has a path that he or she needs to follow. Independence, didactic materials, a specifically prepared environment, and obviously a Montessori trained adult who undergoes a rigorous Montessori training before they are capable enough to work with children. A Montessori school, let me correct myself, an authentic Montessori school prepares environment for a child at each successive developmental planes, where children are given freedom to work according to their inner urges. Now this freedom, the concept of it is really tricky. I'll give you a basic idea, but again, we'll talk about it in a later podcast episode. The child's natural interest in learning is encouraged by giving him or her opportunities which are spontaneous, purposeful. The activities are purposeful with the guidance of a trained adult. So this freedom that the child gets is within a framework of an order which eliminates the bane of competition. Children progress, as I mentioned earlier, at their own pace, their own rhythm, follow their rhythm according to their individual capabilities. These environments, or a authentic Montessori school environment, allow children to take responsibility for their own education. A sophisticated balance between liberty and discipline, or what we popularly call freedom within freedom within limits is prevalent and is practiced. One of the best things Dr. Maria Montessori offered in her methodology, besides the concept of observation and reflection, is the amazing Montessori apparatus or the material. Younger children are intensely attracted to these materials and use them spontaneously, independently, repeatedly, which is very important, and with deep concentration at their own will. These materials are made usually out of natural fiber, precisely made, beautifully made, and they are appealing to the child's eye. They are also kept at a level where they are easily approachable by the children. The outstanding feature of these materials is that they have an inbuilt control of error, by which the child is enabled to judge his or her performance objectively and independently, and truly learns it by his or her own mistakes, which is a huge lesson of life. This he or she does without interference of an adult or a Montessori trained teacher. An authentic Montessori school is equipped with around 100 different types of Montessori materials, classified into exercises of practical life, sensorial material, language material, arithmetic material, and cultural material. There are endless opportunities for the children to explore them, work with them repeatedly, master them. So, what about our role as a teacher? It is that of an observer whose ultimate goal is to intervene less and less as the child develops. The teacher creates an atmosphere of order, of peace, of joy, of empathy, of kindness. Knowing how to observe constructively without any judgments, without any bias, and when and how much to intervene is one of the most important talents, I would say, that a Montessori teacher acquires after rigorous hours and hours of intense Montessori training. I remember during my training, I had a little baby to take care of at home. I had my husband, but I forgot all about them for 1 year. I focused only on my work, and that is what you need if you really want to be trained as a Montessori teacher who is capable and who is good enough to work for children. The teacher's role is to provide the right environment for the child and make sure that the child can work at his or her own pace, in peace and with freedom. The adult should understand that it is the child who has to achieve a particular goal and not the adult. All our egos and everything go down the drain when we start working with the children in a Montessori environment. The adult cannot do it for the child. Therefore, the adult should not say things like, I have to mold my child, I have to train the child to become a doctor or an engineer. No. The role of building the child is that of nurturing the child, letting him or her lead, and following the child, and helping the child help him or herself. In regular grade school, education is the same as literacy. But Maria Montessori calls education as an aid for life, and Montessori methodology as a way of life, making the Montessori system a highly successful learning concept that's been acclaimed not only in India but the world over. I would like to end with a quote by my favorite, Dr. Montessori: "Knowledge is necessary but not sufficient. The well-educated person is a well-developed person who knows how to live life in every aspect of human existence. A well-developed personality." Like Amir Khan says in 3 Idiots, कामयाब होने के लिए नहीं, काबिल होने के लिए पढ़ो. कामयाबी झक मार कर पीछे आएगी. Till we meet again, I'll see you later, and you take care of yourselves and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.